want to get another video?
Let's go sit down. He's being a ham.
He's our main star. Hey,
Well,
buddy.
see you now.
Okay, so this is Max. Say hi to everybody, Max. Okay.
He's our
Can you
farm
get-
dog. Our farm pest.
Can you get down?
Sit down. Oh, sit down. Sit down.
Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, I guess, almost. We just got done with chores. And we decided we would do a video. We actually shot this video last night, and we had our family over, and we thought everything was going smoothly, and then the batteries went dead on the camera. So Peter and I said, well, we better reshoot it this morning. Huh?
Yep.
So, gosh, yesterday morning, that was really nerve-wracking, huh? Just at this time, right after chores, Peter and I were really at the height of nervous. We had called like 6 different places to find a log buyer, and
A log buyer of black walnut.
right,
And they would tell us to contact this guy, and this guy knew that guy, and
it was
like a-
one thing led to another, and we finally connected with an international log buyer, and we sent pictures of what we were cutting as we were cutting it, and connecting with him. But yesterday morning, this log buyer wanted to come up and mark some logs and get ready to
Well, he wanted to
purchase
grade.
some.
He wanted to grade our logs.
Right. So we had never met this person, and we had really never embarked on a project like this before. We had worked about 10 years ago with a logger, and Peter cut some logs out of our woods, and we contracted with a logger to get a buyer.
His buyer.
Right, his buyer. But as far as doing this on our own, never happened. And so we were really nervous, and I wanted to actually do a video in the morning yesterday of that nervousness and show you folks just how much goes into this. And then he showed up before I could even do the video, so that was okay. Huh.
Yep.
So,
And he allowed us to film him.
oh yeah,
So we've got some footage of him grading the logs. And we talked and interacted with him quite a bit because he's the buyer. And we as producers, these are our logs, if we know what he wants to buy and what to look for, that just improves our sales by being able to supply him with what he needs.
and talking to him and texting him, he would say things like, you'll get deducted for having the sapwood showing, and I misinterpreted what he was talking about, but yesterday he explained himself really well, and we learned something.
Right.
It was really awesome. It was a lot of fun, actually. All our nerves went out the window. But
We learned things, well, we basically learned how he graded logs, how to add value to our logs.
and we learned about the industry right now, and
Yeah.
with the economy and the administration and what's going on with the tariffs across the country, that, what did he say? All the hard
maple and the oaks and all that, they're stockpiling here. China's not even taking them in. This wood here is destined for China
right?
because they're the biggest buyers of it and they pay big money. They really love American black walnut.
So all the stockpiled hardwood that's going on in our country translates to like half the price to the seller. The purchaser is not investing a ton of money to have stuff sit here until the tariffs are lifted or until the markets are back open. So we learned a lot that way.
Yep.
And
But we still got fair price for our logs.
I think we did. We averaged about $1.50 a board foot, and then we had a couple of logs that were up near $3 a board foot for our veneer. Now, we felt he was more than fair with us, and plus he, in the next video after this, we'll show you him actually talking to us and teaching us and sawing our logs to length, and I think it's worthwhile.
Well, that's one of the big questions, you know, how long a log do you need, or and how long should it be for black walnut or for oak or for this or for that, and it all depends on the log. So if a log is worth so much, the minimum is 8 foot long. I mean, they don't want anything less than 8 foot.
And he explained that 8 foot is not just 8 foot, it's 8'6". You need to basically give the log buyer 3 inches on either end
To cut the log off,
to cut that log and work with at the mill.
make a fresh cut at the mill.
Right. So you
And-
basically give that 3 inches, and if you have a lot of logs, that probably could add up.
Right.
But it goes free to the lumber mill like that. So we have like a whole family of pets here, including our cows, and everybody wants to be near us. Oh, princess. So anyway, at the end of this video, I'd like to show you some shots of different logs, how we pulled them out, show you how we cleared this area and
what-
got it prepared for the logs.
What these numbers on the ends mean. And
Yeah, what do the numbers mean? Maybe you want to tell the folks that.
Well, he went through and we graded all the logs, and he decided where he wanted to cut them. Some of these logs are 8 foot long, some are 10 foot long, some are 12 to 14 foot long. It depends on what value they can get out of a certain piece of wood. So he went down through and made his marks where you wanted to cut this log to add the most value to each section. Now, so once he did all that, then he went down through and he put a number on each log, and he graded each log on his computer, his handheld computer, for the width and the length and the grade that it had, whether it was a veneer, which is the top, a select or choice log, which is the next step down, and then it goes to class 1 and class 2. So he would go through on his handheld computer and mark each one of these logs for its number, its identification, and then all the other information I just told you, and his computer put in a price for each one, and then his computer would give you an entire spreadsheet on this log. If you wanted to look up log number 19, it would tell you the length of that log, it would tell you how many board foot were in this log, it would tell you the class log that it was graded
So
at.
when it gets to the log yard, he can basically put it where he wants
Right,
it.
he can sort them where he wants them. He's got our file with our number of logs on it now. And the truck will be coming to pick these up in a few days, and when they get to his lumber yard, he'll know which log's which and which grade goes where and for what purpose.
So I can tell you.
But we can
This
also look up,
project.
we can use that spreadsheet and we can look at this log and say, okay, this log was different than this log in value because of this, this, and that. And how many board foot are different in this log and this log. They look about the same height, they aren't the same length. This log here is close to 16 foot long, while this log here is 12 foot long. But this log may be worth more than that log, even though it's shorter.
So this project's gone on for about a week and a half, and I promised you that I would give you lots of footage as we went along. And honestly,
We've been busy.
I apologize for that, but farming, dairy farming, we milk twice a day, and that's not even feeding or moving fence, and then the rest of the
Babysitting
time we have
grandkids.
been in the woods. Yeah. And working really hard to get this project completed, and the logs you see here are about half as many as what we will need for a load to go out on a truck. And
Yeah. He needs a few more logs to make a load
about
here.
7, but
Right.
still we've got a little bit more work to do.
And
And
that's not 7 trees, it's 7 pieces of wood.
yeah, he needs about 1,000 more board feet. And so we will be working on that. We will, when this gets done, hopefully we can put another video together. I don't know, going into this, what do you think? How much? I mean,
Well, the time we have in cutting this now is about, what, 3 days?
oh, that was just cutting it. When we dragged everything
getting it
up,
up here.
setting everything up, And Peter did teach me how to drag logs out of the woods and to hook a chain correctly. And he actually taught me how to work with him, which I thought was really
We were
good.
bringing a lot of these logs up. Almost every one of them were 25 foot or longer.
Yeah, one of our logs was 70 foot when it started. And
so this is going to help us knowing how to grade them in the woods now, because we can shorten them up. It's going to be easier moving them out of the woods and easier handling.
Exactly. But I think what we wanted to, talk to you about is...
Well, I'd like to mention the diversity. I mean, so many people on farms now, they get so much of one thing. They're milking cows, or they're making feed, or baling hay. And we always like to do different jobs other than just milk cows all the time and just do that. We're able to take our time now and do some wood projects. We're able to work in our woods. We're able to make some firewood. That way the day just doesn't run on and on. What'd you do yesterday? Well, we milked cows and made feed. What'd you do the day before that? Well, we milked cows and made feed. Well, we can break our time up and do different things, which is more interesting.
And I can tell you that this coming Sunday, our boys are going to a plowing competition, and they have been telling us about it every day and wanting us to make time to call. Mom, make a dish to pass. Mom, can we use your, Mom, we are plowing at this plowing competition, and Peter and I are thinking it is going to be sunny on Sunday, and we're thinking we have logs to cut, but well, definitely family does come first.
Family
in
comes
our
first,
minds.
so
We're gonna try to get to the plowing competition, and we'll definitely try to give you guys some footage from that. So, what are some other things we wanted to tell them about this whole thing? Look at your arm. See Peter's arm? This is because some of our logs are right in a bunch of brambles. Huh.
between rose bushes, thorn bushes, black caps. All these things love to grow around woods sometimes, and sometimes it's hard to be avoidable, but...
Yep. But anyway, we, in this video, you've seen our cat and our dog and...
One of our cats. We have several barn cats.
So they're all part of our family, and we're really thankful to have all of you as part of our family. Yep. And so if you haven't watched our other videos, take time, go back and get to know us. And we'd surely very much like to get to know you through your comments. I can tell you there's a couple of guys that are commenting that Peter and I were so thankful for the information, and we really were very appreciative for that. There's another fella on YouTube, his name is Elf Lord's Journey, and we really want to, I hate to use the words give a shout out to somebody, but during this whole project time, he took time to send us a couple of his watercolor paintings. I really want to take the time and show you those paintings, but I also really want to tell you just how much community goes on with YouTube. We're really appreciative of that, and really, we were so thankful for the watercolors. Huh?
Yep.
So...
Lynette's an artist.
No, I don't know about that, but I
She
do
loves
like to
paintings
draw
and
and
stuff.
paint, and I see things.
I love art too. Poor me, I'm colorblind.
Oh, one thing YouTube does, we used to go to like art galleries and get inspired, and I can honestly say, like with Elf Lord's Journey, if you have time, go look at his channel and take a look at his paintings. It's like going to an art gallery, and he just gives them all to you for free. So subscribe to his channel.
Yep.
It's just really worthwhile, and you can do it right from the comfort of your own home.
That's how we interact with people.
Exactly. It's a great way. So,
And Princess here.
I know. Is there anything else you want to tell them about the project?
Why don't you show them a picture? Just give them an overview. Have you shown them a picture overview of the logs? Or we're going to tell them how much we got for this load here.
Well, we got $1.50 a board foot, and then some of them we got $3. It was almost $3,000 that we got for a half a load.
For this load here.
Yeah, which was, I think, a fair price for really 3 days worth of work. Now, this one of the things that I don't think I got it on video, but he told Peter how old these trees were. And this one is over 120 years old.
Yep.
And he's, you know, some of the smaller ones were close to 100 years old. That was really awesome to learn that, because you don't, like, we had 3 days worth of work cutting.
But those logs had 100 years worth of growing.
Right. 100 seasons.
But in all actuality, a lot of the logs we're taking out needed to be taken out of the woods because of either they were in the wrong place and they were really hampering other trees from growing, or they were too close to other black walnut trees, or they had a lot of knots or defects in them, and they would have split anyway and been worthless basically, except for maybe firewood.
Yeah.
So this way here, we're doing a little thinning or cleaning up our woods. We're improving things.
Right. And, you know, something maybe you guys can comment on too is, you know, we're hearing mixed messages about black walnut wood being used for firewood. And we'd like to hear from you folks on that, if anybody's ever burned it for firewood. Peter and I do have a wood stove. We do heat the milking parlor with the wood stove. And so we'd like to...
Our history with wood stoves is very long, and someday we'll do a whole video on it.
I think we should.
We should.
You know?
Let them know our background and where we came from to where we are here, whether it's with farming or with wood stoves and everything else.
Or with marriage.
Dad's story.
Peter is my first husband. Oh, did I say that right? We didn't actually ever get divorced. Huh?
What did Ruth Graham say? Divorce never crossed her mind, but murder had.
I never really thought I'd ever murder you.
No?
No. Maybe you torture me. No.
Yeah.
No, we're just kidding.
Living with a Scandinavian blockhead, I guess, is torture.
Cheers. No. Anyway, we have a good time doing what we're doing most of the time. Huh?
Yep.
And if you don't know our names, my name's Lynette.
And I'm Peter.
This is Peter. And we just want to thank you again. If you haven't taken time to subscribe, please do. And
We'd like to hear from you.
oh yeah, we are YouTube junkies, aren't we?
At lunch and usually in the evening.
Except for this past week and a half, which I feel like I'm in withdrawal with that. Like, I need a few minutes to look up
There comes our dog back.
our favorite YouTube channels and from some of the guys that we're really, you know, staying connected with.
Yep.
But we
They like
will
to see
be
what's going
back.
on.
We will be back, won't we?
Yep.
So, you all have a really great day. Say goodbye, Max. Can you tell them goodbye?
He's dusty.
Goodbye. It will do tricks, but you don't want my coffee.
Goodbye.
Yep, have a good day.
He says, is it over? Hopefully your battery didn't shut off like the fourth of the way through that. Milk tank's still running. I probably should shut it off.